want to record this for any moms who may not be able to make it today. But so I think part of it made me think of something Karen had shared in a previous Mastering Motherhood speaker engagement about, she shared a recipe, and something that I've been trying to focus on more and give more attention to is, well, what makes me me? And maybe it's the age that I am of coming into, you're kind of so much as we grow through life and in different stages is going to impact our identity, not only as an individual, but I feel like as our kids grow, our identities as moms are forever morphing and evolving and changing. And I think that's an important thing to be attentive to and be mindful of. And I apologize if my kiddos, they're out here playing too. So if you hear them, that's Autumn and Scarlett playing D&D. So, but I just want to share my screen because I put something together. It's funny because I wasn't even thinking about it. And I love how God will just drop ideas and inspiration like a little, almost like a pebble in a pond, and it ripples out. Like you're not expecting it, but it just hits you and it grows into something bigger if you let the Holy Spirit take the lead, in my experience. So I'm going to share my screen because I can't print out anything and give it to you in person. So I'd encourage you to, if you have a piece of paper and you want to jot some things down, or I will share this. I'm going to make this document available to everyone after. So I thought of, here's the recipe for the perfect mom. It's ready in 40 weeks and aged over several years. So however old your kids are, that's how long your recipe has been aging. And it serves blank people. I encourage you to fill that in. It may just be your immediate family, but I think that all of you, I've seen you touch the lives of so many other families and community members in your time. So much of what makes you mom is extending your heart beyond your own immediate kids, from what I've seen in this group. The tips are to make this recipe repeatedly, daily, and often. And remember, it's always a work in progress. Revisit and tweak it as necessary and serve daily with love. So I actually thought, I know that in quarantine, people have been doing things with sourdough and other bread making things. We've not gotten there yet in this house, but who knows, maybe someday. But I know at least from, even if I haven't baked bread, I've watched it be made, and certainly over TV shows, they speed it up and it's time elapsed or whatever, but it's a process. And there's a lot of, I've been amazed at seeing kneading happen, which sometimes when I've seen bakers take the dough and just kind of whump it on the table in front of them, like whip it around. And it's just kind of, that dough takes a beating. And I think that as moms, that's something that we could feel and relate to. We're the dough that is constantly being like whomped on by stuff, whether it's our own kids, and the changes that they're going through, and learning how to adapt to a strong-willed child, or maybe a child has a special need that we need to adapt to, and it hits us kind of out of nowhere sometimes. So as moms, our mental, our spiritual, and our physical selves maybe feel like we're taking kind of a beating sometimes, but it's part of the process and part of what is necessary to make that dough and make our mom selves rise to our true potential as a parent. So I'm kind of also feeling ADD today. So hi, Autumn. I'm going to just scroll down. So I'm going to share this with you so that you can fill in. You'll see there are blanks for the ingredients because, and now this is not an exhaustive list, but I tried thinking of some things that may be very individual to you as a mom. Like the mom that I am is very different to the mom that Stacy is, or the mom that Karen is, or Kate and Jennifer. But and that's a beautiful thing about who we are created to be and who we are becoming as moms. So I kind of would love for you to take a look at this list and think of any of the words that you feel are particularly strong for who you are as a mom. or maybe things that you've been developing. Maybe it's become the icing on top of your cinnamon bun or something, just to sweeten who you are with your kids. Um, and some of the things are not always, it's not always rainbows and unicorn things too. Like discipline is an important part as a mom that I feel like is constantly being shaped and needed with a K and needed with an N. So, but there are other things like chocolate, like are the self-care things that are they part of your dough that you're paying attention to? And that's the thing with bread making too, is that, like I said, I don't have firsthand experience. I made cinnamon rolls once. That's like the closest I got. So, but it needs attention. You need to be paying attention to the time. You need to be paying attention to the temperature of things, the ingredients, that even the type of ingredients you're using. So besides thinking about yourself as to like, well, what makes me me as a mom? Also be thinking about, where are these things coming from? Some of them may be just innately born and natural within you, but other things like wisdom, where is that coming from? Where are you going shopping for that ingredient? Are you going to Twitter all the time and social media, where that is just, it can be a place of positivity, but there's a lot beyond our control, and I find it's not always a positive source of shopping for ingredients out there. Do you have any trusted books, or like whether it's the Bible or other self-help books or other parenting books? Are you shopping there for your wisdom? Or do you have other mom friends that you are like getting your understanding and flexibility and encouragement from? Who are you surrounding yourselves with that you're shopping from what they have to offer and what they have to give? Thanks, Autumn. So I think that's an important thing to recognize too, is sometimes when, and I'm a person that shops at Aldi, so I get my cheapest, as cheap as I can. I love Aldi with my whole heart as far as food shopping goes. But sometimes, like, if I'm looking for something that's a bit more special or isn't there, I have to seek it out. So where are you seeking out those special ingredients that make you you? How are you nurturing them? How are you being attentive to and caring for them in your day-to-day? And it's hard as a mom to make the time for that, because as Exhibit A, you don't always have a lot of time to yourself. So I think it's so important, and I know it's something we've touched on too with other moms who have spoken this session, is kind of creating that time and space for, whether it's, if gratitude is important to you, how are you prioritizing that? Or if self-care is important to you, how are you prioritizing that? So I just would love to challenge each of us as moms to take a look at where we're shopping for our ingredients that make us us, and are we paying attention to those things and nurturing them in a way that will help our doughy, awesome mothery selves. I'm going to stick with this analogy here, to like rise and continue developing and rising to the occasion, and being our best selves that we can, and recognizing that our best self from a year ago as a mom is going to look different than our best self today as a mom, because not only are we in a different place as individuals, but our kids are constantly in a different place as they grow and mature and learn. Whether they are adult or kids, they're continually developing too. So I think that's about all I have to share as far as the speaking part, but I will be pasting these questions, copying, pasting them into the chat. And I feel like we're a small enough group today that we could just stay in one large discussion group. So I would love to, yeah, I apologize if it felt like a weird analogy and kind of out there, but I hope that once I'm able to send you this document, I hope that it's an exercise that you find helpful and affirming for yourselves as moms, because there's a lot going on around us that is difficult to navigate, not only just as a mom, but as a person these days. And you're all doing a phenomenal job. And I think it's important to take the time to nurture those things about you that are amazing and marvelous, and to not let them fall by the wayside, because those are the pieces that are going to keep you being the incredible mom and person that you are. I love you all so much. I'm just gonna stop recording, figure out how to stop screen sharing. There we go. And I'm gonna stop recording for just a sec. There we go.